We all know that in the real world, the war on drugs went really well, and the United States, along with others, fighting to stop the flow of narcotics, easily stopped them. No way, it went horrendously. The war on drugs is going about as well as the hawk to a girl's meme coin, but I'm not remotely qualified to talk about drug policy in the real world, so let's instead focus on something far more important. Why the Empire from the Elder Scrolls needs to legalize skooma immediately. I also expect you, the viewer, to download the Legalize Skooma t-shirt mod for Skyrim to show your support for the cause. Before I lay out my stunning and compelling argument, I'm first going to explain to you what skooma actually is, so we all are on the same page on this. Skooma is a mind-altering substance created by the Dunmer a long time ago. So long ago in fact, that skooma may actually be older than the Empire itself. That's right, before the Empire was running around trying to tax everything in sight, some alchemy genius was already refining moon sugar and mixing it with water and nightshade to create the mind-expanding elixir that we now know as skooma. And guess what? There are no synthetic chemicals or materials used in the creation of skooma. This means that skooma is 100% organic. That's right, it's an all-natural product, straight from Nirn's very soil. I mean, sure, nightshade may be a deadly poison, but hey, so is alcohol, and look how that turned out. Maybe that's a bad example. Some of these wise alchemy people have also worked to make skooma even more potent than it already is by mixing all sorts of other stuff. All of that stuff is organic too, and all natural, so it must be good for you. And if you thought that was impressive, skooma is also deeply cultural to the Khajiit people. The Khajiits use this naturally sourced artisanal substance to help them worshipping the moons and the stars. That's basically the Elder Scrolls equivalent of taking ayahuasca, meeting God, and deciding to quit your 9 to 5 to start a crystal healing business. The only difference is that instead of some guy named Kyle leading the ceremony, it's a Khajiit monk high as a kite under the twin moons. The important thing is though, he's having a good time. Now that we all know what skooma is from a totally unbiased description, we can move on to actually answering the question of why the skooma should actually be legalized. Number 1. The ban isn't actually stopping anyone from using it. The Empire has banned skooma, and yet every other cave, warehouse and suspicious basement in Skyrim is brimming with the stuff. There's even people on the roads who are just cutting about trying to sell it to anyone who passes by. At this point, trying to stop skooma smuggling and people selling skooma is like trying to stop people from hating on Nazim. Impossible. Number 2, and I know this one will really appeal to the government of Tamriel. The tax revenue would be insane. You think that the East Empire Trading Company likes money? Imagine how many septons they'd make if they just slapped an official stamp on skooma and started taxing it. That's right, skooma dispensaries. Imagine a Khajiit run shop called Positively Skooma on every street corner offering primo government regulated product. The Empire wouldn't need to shake down peasants for war funds anymore. They could just let the free market handle it and be rolling in cash. Number 3. The skooma would be extremely pure since it would be made by Empire regulated alchemists. This would be amazing for the Khajiits who are tripping even harder than they usually would do. Perhaps these alchemists from the Empire would even find a way to perfect it even more by adding other all natural, all organic ingredients. Number 4. It would make Skyrim more interesting. Skyrim is already chaotic, dragons attacking cities, civil war tearing the land apart, and the occasional Daedric prince dropping in uninvited. You know what would really spice things up? A fully legal, almost unregulated skooma industry. Imagine Whiterun booming with nightlife scene. Imagine Jarl Balgruuf hosting skooma and mead tasting nights, and you, the Dragonborn, are definitely invited. And imagine you walk into the main square to find Hemskir preaching about Talos while visibly tripping balls. Bro isn't even making any sense at this point, but he's very passionate about it. Number 5. If alcohol is legal, why not skooma? Have you seen what alcohol does to people in Tamriel? The Blackbriar meadery basically fuels half of the crimes in Riften, and that's without talking about how Maven's a crime boss. You can walk into any tavern in Tamriel, or even just Skyrim, Slam back 6 honey and brew meads and wake up in an entirely different city with a Daedric prince laughing at you who made you do all sorts of crazy crap last night. If that's legal, then why is a little moon sugar juice such a big deal? Sort it out. I think we can safely say that the conclusion here is just legalise it already. At the end of the day, banning Skooma has only made crime worse, drained Imperial resources and kept a perfectly good product out of the hands of law-abiding citizens. Legalization would mean safer products, controlled distribution, and best of all, fat stacks of septums for the Empire. So, Emperor Titus Mede, if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure I've already assassinated you like 10 times. If you're watching this, just think about it and do the right thing. And for the rest of you out there, if a shady Argonian ever offers you a bottle of special reserve skooma for a very reasonable price, maybe say no, or maybe don't. Who am I to judge? If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving the video a like. Thank you, I'll see you in the next one.